hello Facebook, hello YouTube, hello Instagram, and any other social media platform to put this up on. My name is No Peace, the Airsoft Tech. Today we're going to do yet another review. Today we are reviewing the ICS G33. So this was and is my very first airsoft rifle. I've had it for 7 years approximately, and it's gone through multiple different configurations. But we're going to start with the out-of-the-box configuration. So out of the box, mine was tan, and it shot very well. I was shooting approximately 380 FPS, give or take about 5, and I was getting 150 to 175 foot range. And that was working with a .2 all the way out to a .28. I didn't really try much outside of that, just because it's a rifleman class. We don't really need that much more. And it's gone through about 4 or 5 different configurations since I've owned it. And in late 2017, this configuration shot its last shot here at Airsoft Revolution. Again, we're in the Batcave. So I had to rebuild her. And when I did, I decided to go a little bit over the top, we can say. I rebuilt her as Grave Tech. So, for those of you familiar with the ICS G33, the first thing you're going to see is that I've replaced the rail. I didn't like the stock rail that it came with, and I ended up removing the original sights, and then that just kind of left a nasty hole on both sides, and I didn't want to put more metal on it to clear out those holes. So I grabbed a rail from an SL9 that wasn't working, and I stuck with it. I haven't changed back, but let's complete this picture. There it is. There we go. Tracer unit. EPMs. Yes, this runs on M4 or AR style magazines, which is why I picked it up. I wanted to be able to use a magazine that I could trade out with my friends or teammates, and that's why I went with this model rather than a standard G36 for my base or starting rifle. I've got an SRS sight. It sits approximately here. Love this sight. It ends up on multiple guns, so that's why it's just sitting off. And I've got a green laser and navigation, which ends up right about there. And my plan is to get a camera here for gameplay. I also pitted out the grips here, as you can see, and right now she's shooting approximately 345 FPS. Inside I have a BTC Chimera, which runs on a little toggle switch, and I'll bring that up more when I introduce my new conversation piece. And we have the stock motor, stock gears, and a retro arms gearbox. I'll explain that more. So the stock gearbox that she came with, I wasn't too happy with. The metal is a little bit heavy. It's comprised of questionable materials. So I changed it out for something lighter that I could rely on more. So here it is, the original gearbox. It's been polished. And if you're going to ask why did I polish it, I'm testing out the idea of polishing gearboxes right around where the gears and spring guide and not spring, piston spring guide and tappet plate go to see if I can lower resistance. So you just pull up one piece. There. You see that metal? For me, that's questionable. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. In all reality, it's a very functional gearbox. It does its job. It's reliable to a point. But for me, like I said, it's too heavy, and the metal's questionable. So, after I put in the retro arms gearbox, I actually haven't looked back once at this to even consider changing it back, because the retro arms gearbox is lighter and it is rated for a higher spring rate. So I can get more out of the rifle with the gearbox it has. And I love it. I mean, it's quieter, it's faster, and that's only because of how I've built it. So I do recommend Retro Arms. It's these guys. They're a Czech Republic company, and they make fantastic gearboxes. They do make an accoutrement of other parts and assemblies. I haven't had a chance to test most of them, but I'm told that they're really good. I have a few of the speed triggers and one that's just a nice looking trigger. They're all version 3 styles, and there's one that I have that's a version 2. The version 2, I really like that one better than the version 3. It's a flat trigger, and I've had trouble making it work. So when I switched that over to a different trigger situation, like an ATU, it worked better. But anyway, back to this. So this was built to play here. And actually, I know you can't really see it, but the whole thing glows from the back of the stock to the tip of the suppressor. It glows. So when I'm out there on the field and we throw up the black lights, this illuminates. I know that gives away my position a little more than most people would like. I love it. I don't care what people think. It's for me. I built it for me. I got a nice case for it. I'd have to say that because they're hard to find nowadays, or you have to actually work with an ICS dealer directly, it might not be a good starting rifle for most. In all honesty and respects, I would look towards the G36 JGs or the new upcoming Specna Arms G36. That is, if they bring it to the US market. I would have suggested G&G, but their G36 isn't scheduled for the US market. So anyway, it's a great gun, good, reliable. You cannot run it on a FET, or not a FET, a LiPo. You have to run it on a NiCad battery, so you can go up to a 10.4 or 10.6, I think it's out nowadays. But the battery compartment or battery space is all this right here. So this lower area where you see open sections, that is your battery space. You pull this pin, and of course you have to not have your suppressor on. So when you have like a BTC Chimera in there, you don't have a whole lot of battery space. So I have to finagle a small 11.1 in there. And it works. It's great. I love it. It's definitely my style of gun. Now, if this isn't your style of gun, I understand. A lot of people prefer the more common styles, the M4AR or AK style rifles. That's fine. To each their own. I'm the kind of person that can't stand standard out of the box or standard. So that's why I went with the G36 style, G33 for this one, over a AK or an M4 AR, any of those standard platforms. So I know it's quick, I know it's a little dirty, I haven't gone over every single part of it, but that is the basics of the review. Now, I do want to say, that the fire selector stock is very, very crisp, very, very nice. After the multitude of rebuilds I've done with this thing, it's got a little slop in it, which you can't see because of the paint right now. There. Right there. So this ETU or MOSFET is really designed more for an AK, so it's having a hard time figuring out that that's semi-auto. It actually thinks that's semi-auto, and then that's full auto. And then if I put it into full auto and come back, that's semi, and that's safe. Weird, workable, and it's something that I'm still working on. But again, I built it for me. Yes, I know that there's multiple tones. I went with a different color on the stock because, number one, when you're out there, you don't see it. I'm sure the other players see it. I don't care. I don't see it. So it doesn't matter to me. I see this. So that's what matters to me. Plus, I like the fact that it's a little oddball, a little weird, a little different. Kind of a bluish tint to it. It does still fold over. No issues there. Lock into place. Still rises and lowers. No issues there. And this was actually painted, dipped, and everything by me here at Airsoft Revolution 15. Of course, with the guidance of our in-house paint shop, headed up by Psycho. He actually showed me how to do each of these different techniques. And it is one of the things that in the future, when we get to our new field, we will hopefully be able to extend to the public. For now, this is a showpiece on the field. So, final thoughts. Stock configuration, stock wiring, stock internals, it works, puts BBs downrange, it's reliable, it isn't going to generally break on you without some sort of abuse from the player, but it's not my stock cup of tea. Of course, again, I don't do stock. So anyway, if you're interested in the ICS G33, it does come in black, it comes in tan, and it has a two-tone, but the two-tone is incessantly hard to get here in the US. Why? I have no idea. I have asked that multiple times, and I've never gotten a good response. Oh, quick word. The original mag, it's a high cap winding mag. I was an idiot, and I left it wound under tension for 6 months, so it's no longer functional. I'd have to fully replace all the springs and everything, and it's just not worth it to me for a high cap magazine I'm not going to use. So if you're okay with high caps, great magazine. Just don't be stupid about it. And I also needed to mention that it is fully polymer. The rails, the original rail, front end, the back end, all polymer. The outer barrel that you get stock, metal. The holder piece holds it in place, metal. The gearbox, metal. Fire selector, metal. Trigger, metal. Various springs and components, metal. It does have a rotary style hot pump, as you can see with most G36. This one is styled after an M4 AR that they started making as ICS later on. So, polymer, light, fast, awesome. If you have any further questions about retro arms, Airsoft Revolution 15, the ICS G33, tracer unit, sight, light, anything that you've seen here, or any questions in general, hit me up in the comments below. Send me an IM. I'll generally try and respond as fast as possible, but life may get in the way, so expect at worst a one-day turnover. But from our family to yours, live the game. From No Peace the Airsoft Tech, tech your own dang guns. Have fun, guys.